Hey guys, it is UKS Spy here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. So, I have been gone for the past 2 weeks, and that's why you haven't seen many videos. So, this is going to be more of kind of updates, kind of that kind of thing, because I haven't had a chance to do that in a little bit. Also, I'll be talking about what's going on with YouTube, just what's going on with my life, what's going on with my server, that kind of stuff. And I'm playing on Wasted on Shotbow, in case you were wondering. It's pretty fun. So I have a gun on me right now. I just need some food, so that's what I'm kind of looking around for. But yeah, I was gone for 2 weeks in Africa, so I didn't have any videos pre-recorded, so that's why there wasn't any up for those 2 weeks. But now I'm back, so that's why I'm making this video. Yeah, some of the other stuff I wanted to talk about was while I was gone, there were some people who donated on my server, so I'm going to give them a shout out. So MC TY Guy LP, he bought the rank of Iron, so thank you to him for supporting the server. Really appreciate it. Same goes for Enzo Cog. He got the rank of Iron as well, so thank you to him again for supporting the server. And also to Fluttershy 0917. She recently bought the rank of Emerald, so not only does that mean that I give her a shout out, but she'll also get featured on my channel. So on the little sidebar, you'll see her channel there if you want to check that out. Yeah. So speaking of server news, if you play on my server, you'll know that the past couple of weeks, maybe even like a month or two, factions has been down. And I want to give a little backstory on this because I've told you a bunch of different things because I wasn't really sure what happened. So I just told you what I know, and some of the stuff that I thought I knew was incorrect. So now I have the full picture, so I will give you that. I don't want this, okay. So basically, for the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been using a host called PydoHost. And they are a very cheap host. They don't cost much money at all. It's $6 a gigabyte. And if you ever looked into servers, you'll know that's a pretty cheap price. Most go for 9 to 12. And their service was honestly not bad for being so cheap. I started using them. I was in the first 200 people to buy a server from them. So they're a really small company. Really great like response time for tickets. Oh boy. That's just a guy on my team being stupid. Really great response time for tickets, where you a ticket where you send like an issue that you have. And so they were honestly pretty good, and I was really liking them. But recently, like the past 6 months or so, they've been gotten a lot bigger. Now they have like thousands of people who have servers. So they crap. Aww, man. I didn't see that guy. We all died. Oh, okay. Let's spawn Shroud. Okay, I have no stuff now. That sucks. And there's already gunshots. Okay, there's an enemy there. I'm gonna go up behind him. I'll continue my story once I get there. I just can't really talk and sneak up behind and kill people at the same time. It's not an easy thing to do. Uh-oh, I'm out of ammo. Yeah, you better run, even though you're probably out of ammo too. Crap. But yeah, as I was saying, I was having some problems. The tickets were taking a while to get responded to. They didn't get answered correctly. I would say they would do stuff, it wouldn't happen. So I was getting a little bit frustrated, but I was like, whatever, you know. I've heard stuff about getting a dedicated server. I hear that's a pretty good idea, but it sounded pretty complicated, and I was like, I'm not really willing to do that yet. Are you kidding me? He one-shot me. Wow. Okay. I wasn't really ready to do that, so I didn't really do anything about it. And then one day, bam, my server went down. My factions won. So I was like, okay, well, this is an issue because I don't have any remote backups. So if you don't know what that means, that means like the one that's not hosted on your server. So I would have backups in case, like, say someone griefed or something. I could just load a backup and it would be fine. But I only had them with PytoHost because that very server I've been using for like 1.5 years, because that was the original server I like hosted my original factions on. Right, so I've just had all my files on there. Not some files even from servers before factions. Yeah. Where is this shooting? Oh. Oh, I got him. Is that the guy that killed us before? Yeah, it is. And he's got a ton of stuff. Wow. Okay. I got pants, body armor. I'll take this. Oh, I got the bread. Okay, sweet. I don't have any guns that have lots of ammo, though. Ooh, I'll take the M4 scoped. That's the gun I had before, so sweet. Oh, I did have ammo for the AA-12. I'm gonna take the AA-12. Okay, continuing my story. So, yeah, that server went down. I was like, oh crap, how am I gonna get this back? So I sent them a message, and they say, oh, don't worry. What happened was one of our nodes went down. We're just gonna get that fixed, right? So I'm like, okay, they're gonna, you know, fix it soon, right? So I was like, well, okay. And then, you know what happened right after that? My hub server went down. So I was like, okay, this is definitely a problem. So I had to actually make a new hub. That's why there's a new hub, right? So I was like, what's going on? I better make a backup of all my other servers. Luckily I did, because all my servers went down, right? But it was after realizing, hey, what is PytoHost doing? I actually got backups for the other servers, but Factions was the first one to go down, so I had like nothing from it. I had a very old backup of the hub, so that's why I got it up really quick. I had all the factions and stuff. I just didn't, or I had all the plugins and stuff. I just didn't have the world. So I was good for the most part there, right? But I just had the issue of I don't have factions, right? So I was like, so they kept lying to me. They kept saying, hey, it's just a small issue. We'll get it up pretty soon. I'm like, okay. So I started looking into servers, and I actually bought a dedicated server. So now in Canada somewhere, I have an actual entire machine to myself, and that's what I run all my servers off of. Oops, hit my mic. Yeah, so that was good that I got that working. But that took a while, and then I was like, well, should I start working on factions? Well, no, because worst case scenario, we lose the world and I gotta make a new one, which would really suck. So I didn't want that to happen, so I was like, I'll just see what happens, kind of keep waiting. And eventually, it just got worse and worse, but I was like, I want to see what happened. They eventually came out with the truth, and the truth was, they were in big debt. They needed like $4,000. And they reached out to people to actually donate them that money, which people did, but since they were kind of showed themselves to be a really crappy company after they got in tons of debt and not even told anyone, actually lied directly to all their customers saying that it was a completely different problem. If they had just said to their customers, hey, we seem to be getting it. You don't just poof $4,000 in debt. You know it's happening for months before it happens. If they had just had the common sense and courtesy to say, hey, we're getting in debt, I could have made a backup of my server, and so could the thousands of other people who don't have servers. But no, since they decided that they were going to deal with it themselves and just lie to people, there's thousands of people that their server was down. In my case, my faction server is down for basically the entire summer. Like, it's horrible. So, anyway, I decided, well, what am I going to do? And then someone mentioned that Pydahost went bankrupt. Like, and when I looked on their website, and they did indeed go bankrupt. So that means that they basically lose everything, and there's no chance of me getting my server back. So when that happened, I said, okay, it's time to start looking for a server, or looking at making another server for factions, like starting to work on a new one. So I was like, well, I want to get this done as quick as possible. So I actually hired someone to build the spawn for me, which may take a while because he is busy. So I'm not sure how long that'll take, but it'll be quicker than me like trying to do it myself, and it'll be a ton better. And currently I'm just working on the actual plugins and stuff and trying to get it all set up. So there will be a new factions within a couple of weeks, like 2 to 3 maximum, I would say. I know that's kind of a long time, but that's why I didn't want to do it in the first place, because it would take a long time to make it. And when my faction server first went down, I thought it'd be up in 2 or 3 days, because that's what they said. So, I mean, I was just thought I should be able to believe them, but I guess not. So from there, yeah, I've just been kind of working on it for the past couple of days. And there'll be a new world and stuff, sadly, but hopefully it'll be pretty good. And you guys will enjoy it. Yeah, that's basically the entire story as best I can explain it. So hopefully you now know kind of what's going on, what I've been going through. So I guess the moral of the story is, no matter how much you think your company that you're using is good, you should always make backups, remote backups. And that now I'm doing that. I'm using a pretty not famous, but well-known, good reputation company called Kim Sufi. They're part of OVH, which is one of the biggest hosting companies in the world. But I'm still making backups because I don't want that to happen again. That was bad. So I'm making backups just to make sure that I don't have to worry about that. And if there is an issue, I have to just go get the backup from like a week ago on my computer, and that would be the worst case scenario that could happen. So that's not too bad when you think about it. It's much better than losing 1.5 years of files. Yeah, I don't think there's much more I want to talk about. For the most part, it's pretty standard. Like I said, it'll be a couple weeks, because I gotta set up the plugins, which I have to do everything from scratch, including like the permissions and stuff, because when I set up like a new faction server, since I say the server's been for like 1.5 years, but in that time there's been maybe 4 or 5 servers that are like last for half a year and then are done, or like even 3 months if some of them are less successful. But I would just copy over most of the files and just modify it. Maybe one would be like hardcore mode. Another one would have like a lot of building with it. Stuff like that. One wouldn't have factions, that kind of thing. But this time I don't have that, so I just got to do everything from scratch, which may allow me to do stuff better. I'll have to see. There's a couple things that people didn't really like on the last faction server, the one that went down, that I've taken into account. And I'm going to try and improve those. Some of the stuff that I wanted to improve last server, but I couldn't, just because it was one of those things you can't really improve once the server's made. If you guys do have any like requests of stuff you would like me to do on the new server and not do, that kind of thing, I did make a subreddit for the server. It's not really used much. I don't really use it much. I posted kind of a factions downtime explanation on it when I put it up, just so I had a place to put it. But I hope in the future that that'll kind of become more popular, so people kind of in the Ultimate MC community can kind of chat or ask me questions, or just a good place to have everything together. Because I know a lot of the people on the server are good friends, but they're not always on the server, so it'd be a great place to kind of talk with other members without being online. Oh, there's a guy. Whoo. Scar H OP. That's so good. Why is this gun so good? Wow. Okay. Is there anyone else here? There's a floating building there. I don't see anyone else. Wow, that gun is crazy good. It's so much better than my other gun. High velocity, high stopping power, i.e. Very nice. Do I see any more bad guys? No, I don't. Oh yeah, I guess the last thing I should mention before I go is I'm banned off of playing Minecraft. So if you remember, I did DBZ videos. Yeah, I'm banned. So what happened was I found a guy. Was, if you know, I use magic spells on my wizard server. I coded most of it, but for the actual abilities I use magic spells just because that's what it's kind of built for, and it's really easy, or well, not really easy, it's easier than programming to make abilities with it, right? Because it already has like a very extensive API and there's tons of possibilities you can do. And so actually playing Minecraft uses that for a ton of their stuff. DBZ is basically all magic spells. Barely any coding at all. And there are other games like the game they just added, Lords of Minecraft. So I was on that, right? And I was messing around with magic spells because, yeah, I kind of know how to use it, right? So I found a bunch of the spells they used. And if you're like using magic spells, you like link spells together to make them do certain things. So I actually found the part of the big spell that are linked that link a bunch of spells together that allow you to buy gold, but I just found the one that gives you the gold, right? So I wouldn't actually have to pay money, so I could just give myself infinite gold, right? I didn't do that too much. I probably used the command maybe 10 times, and then I was like, okay, I probably should stop doing this. So I went ahead and stopped doing it, and I was actually playing DBZ when I got banned, so that's unfortunate. I did appeal, but I doubt they're gonna listen to that because, I mean, I did cheat, so it wasn't like I didn't do anything wrong. I did, but oh well. It happens. Okay, I want to see where this car is. I heard a car. Where is it? I swear I heard a car. I don't know. Anyway, this video has probably been going on for a while, but I wanted to explain everything that I've kind of missed. So I'm going to cut it off now, but thanks for watching. Again, you should probably check out the Ultimate MC subreddit, and thanks to everyone who did support the server while I was gone. Thanks for watching. UKS Spy, out.